This is in response to an article that was in the Daily Kos yesterday, which would have been Wednesday, March 18th, 2015. I think it was by Laura Clausen. It had to deal with that the Walton Foundation is advising hedge funds on charter schools. So basically what that means is that hedge funds have said, oh, we need to get a good return on our investment. Let's find an area where we can get a better return on our investment. And the Walton Family Foundation is basically saying, oh, you want a good return? Invest in charter schools. So they have a seminar, they meet up with the hedge fund managers. So basically this is how it would go. Hedge funds, they invest the money, they get people to invest in them, and then they go out and invest that money. So you get a couple $100 million or whatever, and you invest in these charter schools. So I don't know how you do it. You have a charter school set up. I don't know if you have new buildings or you work with existing buildings within the school systems. It's all across the country. So there's all kinds of variables about the whole thing. But the basic premise of the whole thing is that the hedge funds want to invest in it, and they want to make money. That's the most important thing about that. And and this was through, and Bill Gates was part of this also, is that, it's a great investment because right now they're showing about a 12 to 14% return on investment. That's a pretty good investment right now, considering interest rates are about at 1% or less. So if you can get a 12 to 14% annual return on your investment, that's, whoa, let's put some money into that thing. And I see some real problems with that all the way across the board. The first thing that I can see a problem with is that, so let's just say it takes $10,000 a year to educate a child, which it doesn't. I know in some of the poorer areas it's $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a year. In some of the more affluent areas of the country, $7,000 or $8,000 a year, something like that. But if it was $10,000, that would mean that of every $10,000 that was given to a charter school for a student's tuition, that between $1,200 and $1,400 of those dollars had to go back to the hedge fund. And of course, the hedge fund is greedy, so the people that run the hedge fund, they're going to get they're going to skim off the top first, and then the other people, well, they want their 12 to 14% or something like that. I'm not quite sure, but everybody wants a lot of money. So what's going to happen? To make sure that they get that 12 or 14%, they're going to have to start skimming. They're going to have to start doing things that you wouldn't necessarily normally do, let's say in a public school system. Well, what would that mean? Oh, I don't know, let a few more rats in the building because you can't keep the place clean all the time, keep the temperature down when it gets cold in the wintertime because you you can't keep the children that warm. They can withstand about 4 degrees, 5 degrees cooler, so it's 58 degrees in the classroom. That'll just make them better workers later on in life because we need to get that 12 to 14% back. And maybe we shouldn't have the hallways lit all the time. Maybe we shouldn't have the classroom lit all the time. Maybe we shouldn't have janitorial service but once a week. Maybe we shouldn't hire trained certified teachers. Maybe we should just hire all these new kids right out of school, and we'll guarantee them a job for a year or two at a nominal amount, and then they can say that they did all this great stuff to help poor kids. Aren't they doing something like that right now? I think they are. What other things? Oh, well, if we're going to build a building, we don't need to have quite as much insulation in here. We don't need this many administrators. We don't need the most up-to-date software. We don't need to test them like we do in the public school because we don't want to let anyone know how bad they're really learning from us. So I could just see all kinds of things that are going to go wrong with all of that. And of course it has gone wrong because I've read many, many instances over the years where the people from charter school, they just leave the charter school and the kids have nowhere to go. The people are indicted, they're defrauding the government, they're defrauding the city, they're defrauding the state, the county, whatever it is, the parish, whatever it is, of the money, and they're not teaching the kids. And we're also saying that we've been able to do studies. We're finding out that charter schools aren't anything better than regular public schools. In a lot of ways, they're a lot worse because of the things that I mentioned, and there's a whole host of other things that I mentioned. And remember, charter schools, they don't have to take everybody. So if a child has a disability, they don't have to take that disability. So that doesn't count against them. Whereas a public school has to take a person with a disability. If they may not test very well, that goes against the school. So there's a lot of unevenness and unbalance in here. But what I see as the biggest problem of the whole thing, and that basically is that, guess what? At some point in time, there's going to have to be some decisions made, and that's going to be, are we going to educate our children or are we going to get profit? And I just wonder, I don't think I have to wonder as to which one is going to be the winner in this. It's always going to be profit. So I really see this charter school situation as being extremely perilous. It's a big come on. It's a suck up. It's so the rich people can feel good about investing in helping people, but at the same time, the money that's used is actually coming from the coffers of the city, the town, the parish, the county, the state, whatever it is. It's coming out of their coffers, and it's basically to make rich people even richer. And that's why I don't think charter schools should be part of our public education system.